from a person's perspective, a person who's gone through this kind of life-threatening disease, is that kind of in a mainstream. There's lesser kind of a book. I had asked my publisher, Penguin Random House in New Delhi. I had asked them, do you recommend any book? So they had actually mentioned a book called When Breath Becomes Air, and when I was reading that book, it was beautiful, it's poetic, but it is also very sad. So I felt that's not how I want to tell my story, and I want to give hope. And because I believe in second chances, I believe in life, and I believe that in silver lining after the dark phase. So that's why I felt, even though I have tried my level best to be earnest and honest and take my readers to the fears of what a cancer patient goes through. And I know, whoever reads that gets to feel what I was going through. So I'm sorry for taking my readers to down the lane of pain and trauma. But
but that's something that we all identify with, whether we are in sickness or in health, because that's always in the back of our mind, the unpredictability of life, the fear, the mortality, So you were right on. The starting was fantastic. Carry on.
So but then I knew that towards the end, because it's a story also about overcoming the difficulty. So that's why I felt its initial will be shaken up, but I know there's going to be relief at the end. So and also I feel my perspective towards life has changed a lot, as you rightfully said, that I was taking life for granted. I was taking everything that came as a gift to me for granted, like beautiful family who's here, who stood there like a rock through my really struggle time. I took them for granted. I had a wonderful career, and people, so many fans loving me, adoring me, showering me with so much of love. I took everything for granted. And how, when I was diagnosed with cancer and I realized that life was slipping by, how I was desperate to save all that I initially had taken for granted, and I didn't care a damn. And that's when I realized, I better tell this story and tell about my lessons in life, so that somebody else probably could benefit from it. Not to take love for granted, not to take work for granted, not to take this life for granted, not to take things that comes to us. We don't take it, we don't value it till we really struggle. त्यो नगर्नु भनेर चाहिँ नि मैले कोसिस गरेर यो किताब, actually that's the main purpose to writing this book. While telling my story is also important, the lessons that I learned, how my perspective towards life changed, what kind of life I'm seeing. And honestly, today, even if I lead a short life, I really don't care so much, as long as I lead quality life, as long as I get to enjoy and savor and taste and really welcome life with open arms and full heart. So
when I'm listening to you right now, I just remembered a few lines from I think it was Rudyard Kipling. There's a poem called "If."
I love that.
You like that poem? And there's a few lines. I'm not going to go through the whole poem, but there are a few lines which is so much familiar or similar to the kind of emotion you must have gone through. Probably, it says that if you, all his lines starts from "if." So he said, "If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after it's gone, and so hold on when you have nothing else but the will that says to you, hold on." We so identify with the emotions that you must have gone through, because there was one point in your life when you I mean, you say in few lines in the book as well where you had almost like, there was a phases in your life where you wanted to give up and just maybe say goodbye peacefully to this world and sneak out. And that is the moment when you probably